some exciting updates. I'm sure you found out about Colorado and the Supreme Court deciding that Trump was ineligible for the ballot because of, the little insurrection. And since then, Maine, good old Maine, has also decided, the Secretary of State, Shenna Bellows, hang on, disqualifies. Maine disqualifies Trump from presidential primary ballot, citing insurrection clause. Again, Article 14, Clause 3 or something, or is it 13, Clause 4? You guys know. Bellows examined the case after a group of citizens challenged Trump's eligibility and concluded that the former president should be disqualified for inciting an insurrection on the 6th of January 2021. I do not reach this conclusion lightly, said Bellows, a Democrat in the decision. I'm mindful that no Secretary of State has ever deprived a presidential candidate of ballot access based on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. There you go. I'm also mindful, however, that no presidential candidate has ever before engaged in insurrection. So there's also that. Big Trump day. Big.
This also brings up one of my favorite do nothing counter arguments from the same guys always, where they're like, yeah, he did an insurrection, but we shouldn't be canceling him off. We shouldn't be taking him off ballots because then the Republicans might try to do that in the future. And it's my favorite, argument of just being like, well, but if we do a thing, what if another thing happens? And it's yeah, you got me. Things may happen in the future.
This is so true. It's just like it's like the centrist version of the leftist future tripping about the leftists being like, well, if we elect Trump, then next we're going to elect AOC. And this is centrists who are it's basically an excuse to do nothing. Well, if we hold anyone accountable for anything, well, then they might hold us accountable for something. Yeah, I hope they would. I hope if anyone incited an insurrection and tried to nullify a democratic election, that you would prevent that person from holding office or running for office based on the time that it did happen before. Remember, it's all the Civil War. And this was the thing with, who was homie who followed Grant, the dude who got impeached the first time?
Oh, Jackson?
Jackson, who soft-pedaled.
One of the worst to ever do it.
One of the worst, yes. Who soft-pedaled, Andrew Jackson, who soft-pedaled on Confederates because it was they've been through enough. And it's no, man, they haven't been through enough. There should have been more punishment for the Civil War. What they were trying to secede from the Union and incite, kill everybody. They were killing. They were doing killing, Will. I believe there was killing in the Civil War. I don't know much about civil things or war.
Yeah, and it to me is you look at the way the sort of ball of shit that is just accumulating more shit as it rolls down shit mountain ever since the Clinton years of just naked corruption just being allowed in government and there being almost no consequences for it ever. And anytime there is, the Supreme Court makes it even harder to get people for corruption, which now we brazenly or nakedly see why. And it's maybe this is getting exponentially worse every new presidential term, because the next group of grifters is look at what that group got away with. Totally. Hey, I'm not one to try to make my name in this world. I'm going to do even more than that.
They're also just afraid of the right doing the I'm rubber, you're glue, and project the right's endless projection, I
also
the Trump, the Biden crime family, really it was the Trump crime family, all of the same stuff. And it's so you're afraid of their bluster, and that's why you don't want to hold people account. I actually think you hear this from all political stripes. It's not just centrists. I think it's also some people on the left who are no, I don't think we should prevent Trump from, being on the ballot.
And I also think the corruption thing too is I hate to be this guy of both sides do it, but it really is all of them are doing insider trading. It's insane how much insider trading, for example, goes on, and they legally can't be punished for it. And it's just then I understand when people are well, why should we punish that guy when we don't punish that guy? And it's well, look, in this case, they're kind of not wrong. So if we're going to punish going after Trump for all this stuff, we absolutely should go after any Democrats who do it. I mean, right. love it, but it's something I think that like the party interior needs to come to terms with as well, because it just feels like you reach a certain level of power and you have immunity. It's let's say where it's like if I owe you $1 million, I'm fucked, but if I owe you $100 million, you're fucked. That's like what it
Right.
feels like once you reach the federal government. Is it's like, yeah, I'm doing corruption. Sucks for you, man. You can't really do anything about it.
Right. Oh, quick fact check. It wasn't Andrew Jackson. Sorry, people. It was Hayes. It was Rutherford Burchard Hayes, followed by Garfield. I don't know if Hayes served. Yeah, he served 4 years, but Garfield. But basically, it doesn't
I'm
matter.
Canadian. I don't have to know this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
John
like,
Baker. I know who he
I'm
is.
like the child of immigrants. Like what? I don't know. I don't even know. But yeah, sorry. But basically, you know what I'm saying? Like the soft pedaling around the
Yeah.
Confederates and the ways that we were like, look, they've learned their lesson. No one's learned their lesson. As Will is saying, no one learns their lesson. They just see the shit that the other people got away with, and they try to get away with that plus more. And it's also again, Kirsten Sinema. Oh, we can't get rid of the filibuster because what if they got rid of our filibuster? No, we know you don't want to get rid of the filibuster because you don't actually want like popular policies to pass the Senate. But anyway, that's the Trump update. But now fun Trump updates. So you guys thought you had a fun New Year's. Will, what did you do this New Year's?
God, look, I'm married. I'm almost 40. We just went upstairs to hang out with our friends, and we were playing. We were in the middle of a boys versus girls Mario Party game when we realized
really
it was we realized it was 12:02 and we had missed New Year's. So I'd rather not talk about it.
That's a good reason to have missed the whatever ball drop.
Yeah.
But this is what was happening at Mar-a-Lago. Trump was there. We don't have images of him, but he was there in the back watching Vanilla Ice, who's still performing at Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure you've seen him before. Joined by, we don't have the audio because I don't want this to be demonetized, but none other than, I believe, Michelangelo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Wow, Michelangelo.
Right? I mean, they tried to get Raphael, yeah.
It's you're Italian, right? I'm assuming.
See.
Yes, it's your Italian roots really coming through with Michelangelo.
Oh.
Everybody here would call him Michelangelo.
Oh, am I saying Michelangelo? That's right. Michelangelo, yes, the sculptor. Michelangelo, however, the cool badass turtle, who is serving just incredible. This is, if you're listening, imagine it is 1989 and Vanilla Ice and Michelangelo are somehow relevant. Except no, it's 2024 and we're at Mar-a-Lago and Trump is sadly standing in the back, and everyone, there's a woman on her phone who I think is supposed to be actually like singing. She's in the middle there, like she's performing, but she's just like on her phone texting, being like, babe, I'll be home a little later. Yeah, this gig's running long. It's pretty stupid. So this is another update that I think is very important.
Do you want the context for why there's a Ninja Turtle on stage?
Oh, did you do your research?
No, well, this I just know because
Oh, I'm smart. I'm Will.
No. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, during the climactic fight with the two like new mutants that they're fighting, they get thrown through the walls of like a warehouse at a docks, like by the docks.
Yeah.
And Vanilla Ice is playing, and the turtles start fighting the other two mutants, and Vanilla Ice starts rapping "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go." And what's crazy about this clip?
That's right. That's his song.
Yes, but this is not the song he's singing in the clip. That's I know how nuts this sounds. That's the craziest part to me, is that you open this up and you see the still and you're like, I know what this is going to be. And then it's just like a Vanilla Ice deep cut.
Yeah.
At no Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
That's bullshit.
It's
So
really, really weird.
Michelangelo came out and there's no go ninja, it's just he's there and it's like random.
Yes, the
First of
ninja
all,
is going, but there's no ninja. Yes, go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, ninja rap. Yeah, that was like the whole song. It's also funny that you would see those guys. You'd see all these guys, like the Ninja Turtles bust into the room. You see mutant turtles, and your first thought is, whoa, ninjas. Like, you absolutely would have the song be go turtle, go turtle, go, because that would be the first thing and overriding thing in your brain.
go turtle, go turtle, go.
Yes. Nobody in the crowd when the
Sounds
Ninja
like
Turtles bust through the wall are like, big, like, whoa, very short ninjas. No, they were absolutely like, these are
large
turtles, right?
turtles.
Yes,
Go
these are
turtle, go.
turtle men.
First of all, that sounds like a story I would read my baby at bedtime. Go turtle, go. Um, but also again, that movie came out in 1991, and if there's any more proof that Donald Trump is a product of the 80s and early 90s and should have always stayed there and had it good back then, when he just Epstein's parties and getting away with all kinds of white collar crime and cheating on his wife with porn stars, then he had to go and run for president. It's this right here. This is this year. This is the only people who perform. How much do you think they were paid to perform?
Oh my God. I believe they were
I'm gonna
probably
say,
promised a lot of money. They were probably
mm,
promised, I would say, 2 songs, I don't know, 100 grand a song. So for
oof,
like 10 minutes right before the ball drop. Maybe
right.
like
They
500
got.
grand if he had to do the countdown too.
I think they had to take an Uber there. They definitely didn't, and they got free food, but like there's like very little food left. Um, and I think ultimately they'll each be paid about $3,000.
I also do think that mine is what they were promised contractually, but we do know that Donald Trump likes to try to pay people with like, look, I've got this racehorse you can have, or like, ooh, these I have these gloves signed by Lennox Lewis. So I do think he tried to like negotiate them with like sports memorabilia or something.
Yes. Um, there's a lot of discussion about me fucking up the presidents, us fucking up the presidents. Yes, Andrew Johnson was first impeached. Thank you, Gary Cooper. I think I might have been thinking about Johnson. But
Yes, it was Johnson. Jackson and Johnson. You those names are you're allowed to mix those names up.
yeah, yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
can
That's
argue for that.
that's fair game.
The same nine.
Ghost Army of Bots on Twitch says, how many FBI informants are at this party? Inside Michelangelo. He's just recording everybody. So sad. Always fun at Mar-a-Lago. And then final update: the Trump dates are not done. Hang on, let me get my little. Final little update is
I'll be in my
apparently.
grave and I'll still be coming up with Trump updates. Like I'll be on my deathbed and still be coming up with like fake headlines about Donald Trump. I know it. My brain's never going to
I
be the
just
same.
want a year. I want my life back. I know the future for my children and my children's children, or my child and the child's child, will suck for many different reasons. But if they can go a year of their lives without thinking or hearing the name Donald Trump when he does pass, like that's a good life. That's
Yeah.
a great fucking life. So don't tell me I never gave you nothing,
I
you
think it was
know?
one of the guys on Chapo who said that the last words he says as his family like leans in close around his deathbed, the last thing he's going to say to them is washed up psycho Bette Midler, and then he's going to pass. And it's like our children need to be like saved from this brain worm, or like, you'll be in a conversation and you'll just call somebody like very fine people, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I hate this man. I'm so repulsed by this man. And his like affectations and way of speaking have just like poisoned
I'm not
me
repulsed
forever.
that I'm repulsed that he has so much power. But like if all he leaves us is his affectations, like that's fine. I just don't want him anywhere near power.
Even just saying not good, very bad. Like I can't. I'll say that forever. And
Like,
I
do you
don't
think
even
the
know.
band Bad Bad Not Good is mad now that they have that
They're
name?
probably
Okay,
happy for the press.
yeah, exactly. A lot of people are just Googling them or him and get them. So the last piece of news is that apparently, and I've said this, I've held this belief for many, many years now, that Trump wears diapers. I think he does. He
A diaper
clearly
ass.
has diaper ass. To take it from my mom, and I have this line, which is show me the undies, because I believe that he can be baited into showing us his actual underwear, but he can't because he wears diapers. But once again, I'm 7D chessing like his downfall, but
We really should just put him in jail.
we really should just put him in jail at this point, but I'm still thinking of ways. But apparently he smells bad. This is sort of new, but maybe a little bit old. There's a Lincoln Project ad that came out that basically has a Kathy Griffin quote where she talks about how bad he smells. And he smells sort of like makeup and trash and poop. But then recently, Adam Kinzinger, former Republican Congressperson Kinzinger, he, again, the never Trumper, I guess, but someone who actually believed January 6th was an insurrection. He was on Midas Touch Media. I didn't know they had everyone's got a news outlet. And here's what he said about Donald Trump smelling. And then I have some evidence to remind everyone of how he smells.
I'm genuinely surprised how people close to Trump haven't talked about the odor. It's truly something to behold. Wear a mask if you can. Then Donald Trump responded to that, and he had his team go after you and say, no, Kinzinger's the one who's smelly. And as Hillary Clinton said, if you could be baited by a tweet, how are you supposed to be expected to handle Vladimir Putin and other authoritarians? And Donald Trump clearly got baited by your tweet and your post. But let's just start with your post. The odor, the stench, the stink. How bad is it? What do you know about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. I mean, think about the best way to describe it. I've tried to take like armpits, ketchup, like a butt, and kind of put it in a blender, and makeup, and put that all in a blender. And and you bottle that as a cologne. That's kind of that.
That's the sweet smell of freedom. That's what that is.
The ketchup and makeup, like I've had makeup reapplied, and there is something about like the smell of like makeup on makeup where you're kind of like, ugh, I can like smell how it's like caked on right now.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yes, and ketchup, I'd never, oh God. I mean, one blessed thing is I never thought about how he smelled, but now I will. And I would have guessed he smelled like weirdly sickly sweet. Like
that he would be
like sour milk or something kind. Like
I would think that he, again, man of the 80s. Like I thought he would like just dunk himself in cologne.
Yes, and
is he like a Drakkar Noir type guy?
And now I'm thinking about how bad the Capitol building, the room where like when they're taking a vote, like how bad does it smell in there? Because for sure, all the MAGA guys wear way too much cologne. I'm sure there are a lot of like older, I would guess older women Democrats probably lay on perfume a little heavy. And it's also like, there've just been too many instances where it really seems like some member of Congress has shit their pants on television.
Oh yeah. Well, so there's unsubstantiated rumors that he does wear a diaper and regularly has accidents, but I think that what Kinzinger is explaining is just the smell of a Big Mac fart. Like that's a Big Mac fart. Armpits can often be mistaken for onions. Onions and burgers kind of armpits and burgers smell very similar. It's a Big Mac fart. I apologize, guys.
Come on.
But it's a wet Big Mac fart.
Really? See, I would say I think it's dry. The odor he's describing to me feels like a weird dry odor.
Yeah, it might be dry.
Where he just like he just got out of the car or something. Like
yeah, totally.
Like there's like a long drive where you're like, oh, it's been baked into him.
Yeah. It's like smelling someone's pants when they get off an airplane, you know, like that.
Okay. Sure.
You know when you do that?
I mean, I both do know. I know what you mean, and I'm also perplexed by.
I was a K9 in an airport for a very long time. I smelled a lot of passengers. No, so he smells, and everyone needs to be reminded of this video. If you're listening, there is a fart immediately. When I start the video, you can hear it. And Dianne Feinstein, we don't know this wasn't what gave her shingles and killed her, or maybe just killed her or led to her death. Here she is trying to pretend like she didn't just hear Donald Trump fart right next to her. Remember,
So today we're here in a bipartisan fashion to show leadership in an effort to end this senseless violence. It can be ended.
It starts with him just going like, taking a breath and going, so, and then she's like looking around like, oh God, and then can't really believe that he just
If
let
he had
one
kept
out.
talking normally, you might be able to say it's the chair, but the fact that as it happened, he was like, and then of course, a lot of people like he like does the like tone shift as he does
Right,
it.
and there's
where
a
he
little bit of
clearly- yeah.
a shift breath in, swift breath in.
I have the exact opposite feeling of you do. I don't think it killed her. I think for a brief moment that all the dementia just washed away, and she had this moment where she was like, oh my God, I remember who I am and where I am. And then was like, no, as she felt the fog descend upon her again. She was just like, I remember everything. Wait, no, please.
All she needed was a dry Big Mac fart.
Yes. The way
to
she's
wake
kind
her
of like
back up.
looking around, she's like, oh my God, I put the
Wait a
Confederate
minute.
flag up.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.